enhances it. We have a very special guest here with us today, Ms Neha Mirpuri.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All good, thank you so much. She is a renowned makeup artist who's been in practice for over a decade now. And she is also passionate about creating content for her audience on social media, is that right?
True. That's correct.
Okay, great. So let's get into it.
Yes.
So Neha, tell me, have you always been passionate about, the beauty industry or makeup in general?
So, to be honest, it's something that just came up to me. It's not something that I had planned. I was very, very confused during my college days as to what I wanted to do, whereas everyone around me was already sorted in their head that, this is the field we are going to join and this is how we're going to go forward with it. But I didn't really know what I wanted to do. But growing up over the years, I always liked to get ready. For me, everything needed to be on fleek. If I had to go for an event or a wedding, my mom would dress me up. So she would be putting makeup for me. And I always wondered, oh wow, the colors are so nice and it goes so well with my outfit. How does she do it? So I used to look at that and I used to get very fascinated, definitely. But I didn't know at that particular time that that's what I wanted to do. Okay. And eventually it just happened to me after a few years because I tried out various different things. I knew I had to do something in the creative field, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I tried out various things and then makeup just happened over time.
Oh, lovely. So you've always been into glamour.
Yes.
Right, so there's no particular incident that's...
There's nothing that I can really think of that I can tell you that, oh, this was this one particular moment. No, it just happened over time.
It just happened. Okay, great. But I think that's best, right? When it just flows. You go with the flow and it just happens.
100%.
So tell me, you're a makeup professional. You've been in practice for over a decade, like I said. So, are there a few myths related to makeup that you've come across?
There are so many actually. Okay. So, most important one is that you must have heard about sunscreen, how important sunscreen is, right? So, people think if you put makeup, you don't need sunscreen, or you need to put sunscreen only when you're heading out and not at home. So, that's one myth.
Okay.
Then, another one would be whereas, when you're starting off makeup, people think that you need to only invest in high-end brands. And not drugstore brands. Only high-end makeup would give you a flawless finish or a flawless make. But that's not how to go about it. That's very wrong. So that would be another myth that I would say. And I don't really think. Another very important one. You should sleep with your makeup on. Or there's no harm. There's no harm that's done to your skin if you sleep with your makeup on. So these are myths which a lot of people don't really know about.
Okay.
And over the years I have seen until today that a lot of people also who they go to sleep with makeup and then they wake up thinking that, oh, it's fine, no problem, I want to sleep glam, it's fine. But then after a certain point of time, your skin is going to start giving issues. Right. So these myths are,
So coming back to the second point, when it comes to drugstore makeup products, so there's no question in quality.
So I'll tell you what, actually everything needs to be tried and tested, okay? Some things suit you, some things don't suit you.
Fair.
Something suits your client, something doesn't suit your client.
Right.
Let it be makeup, let it be skincare, let it be hair care, anything. Until you don't try and test, you're not going to know, right? But to just judge in advance that, okay, because it's a drugstore product, I'm not going to use it, it's really wrong. That's not the right way to go about it. Because there are so many drugstore products like Maybelline. I love Maybelline foundation. It gives you the best finish. That's what I'm wearing on my face right now as well. So it's not necessary that you need to think that just because it's a drugstore product, it's not going to give a good finish or a good quality. Right. So you can't really, be biased that way. You need to choose what works for you and what doesn't work for you.
Absolutely, I think that makes complete sense. So since we're on that topic, tell me what is maybe a makeup brand or a product that you swear by?
So one, like I said, is the Maybelline foundation, Fit Me foundation. That's for sure. Okay. Then there is a Benefit Pore Freshener Pore Minimizer. Okay. So that works for minimizing your pores along with the primer. Okay. Then there is MAC Prep Prime and Fix Plus. That is something I cannot go without. I always carry a travel size one also. Okay. So that's very important. And I also like the Benefit Lip and Cheek Tint and the My Glam lipsticks. I think they are amazing.
So we have a nice range in place wherever you go.
Yes.
Okay, so being a makeup professional, tell us about your makeup routine.
Okay, so of course I do have a routine and I'm very particular when we go out. We are taught also during training that if you're going for a meeting or you're going to meet a bride for a consultation, etc., you need to look good, you need to look presentable, right? So if you are a makeup artist, you also need to show that. You can't just be like, oh, I'm a makeup artist and then just get out of the bed.
Suit the
Yes. Your client needs to look at you and be like, okay, she's going to doll me up, right? So she should be like, what is there in her that I need her, that I want her. So that presentation is also important. So for me, I cannot do without my foundation, of course. I have my cleansing, toning, moisturizing, sunscreen. Then after that, I have my foundation, concealer. I go in with a little lip and cheek tint, and brows, mascara, and kajal.
Oh, lovely. And in this order, exactly.
Yes, exactly this order.
Oh, great. Okay. So, what about your skincare routine? Because I'm sure that whether a person uses makeup or doesn't, having a skincare routine is extremely crucial.
Correct.
So, could you guide us through yours?
Yeah. So, like you rightly said, whether it is whether it's a morning or an evening, you need to have a skincare routine. Whether you use makeup or you don't use makeup, you need to have skincare routine. Correct. So, for the morning, it would be cleansing, toning, moisturizing, sunscreen. I also do use a little bit of serum also.
Okay.
So, it hydrates my skin really well, and it also helps the makeup to blend easily. Along with Vaseline. Vaseline is very important. So if you're prepping your skin, you also need to prep your lips because you can't directly apply lipstick to it. So that would be one. And for the night, it would be the same thing, but of course I would use a makeup remover first.
Okay.
First I would use a makeup remover, then I would go with my cleansing, toning, moisturizing, little bit of serum again. And I do use a little under eye cream as well for like dark circles. Sometimes you get eye bags, you're really tired. So you also need to use an under eye cream, and that also helps with dark circles over time.
Okay, great. Yeah. So it's fantastic to know that you have a full-fledged routine and ways to take care of your skin. Lovely. So along that line, does what you eat, does your diet affect your skin as well?
100%. 100%. Yeah. Okay. So it's if you eat well, obviously your skin is going to look good. And if your skin looks good, you're going to feel good, right? So your diet is very important, and it's very important to hydrate yourself as well. It's not only about eating; you need to hydrate yourself well enough. You need to have good amount of water during the day. That also helps the skin. And sleep. Sleep is also very important. Yeah, if you don't sleep well, that's going to affect your skin first. So all these are very important.
Okay, agreed. So going a little off topic, tell me, given the rapid influence of social media, we have ever-changing makeup trends, correct? But I feel like somewhere they do negatively impact or cause mental health issues due to the unrealistic beauty standards that they set. What are your 2 cents?
So I would definitely agree. I can't really comment much on mental health issues because that's different from person to person.
Okay.
It also depends what you're looking at and how it is affecting you. Like for me, of course, I am very much active on social media as well. But I can't really, anything that's shown, it's not going to tell you that, oh, you need to purchase this, or you need to look like this, or you need to buy clothes like this. Like there are a lot of people who buy branded stuff. I'm not so much into brands. I'm not so much into brands. Like I don't need an expensive bag or expensive clothes. I know what I want and I work according to that, right? But getting carried away with things, I don't really think that is the right way to go about it. That it gives you mental health issues. So definitely that's a no-no. But I do see a lot of people who also do get influenced by this. They have these preconceived notions that they need to look in a particular way, or their body needs to be in a particular way, or they need to carry certain amount of brands, which is not really right. It does definitely affect you mentally. It depends where exactly you're coming from. So I wouldn't really comment again on mental health issues. Like I said, it's different from person to person. But it's on you, how you mold according to it.
Right, I completely agree with that. It's your personal take on how you adjust to.
And also, I feel you cannot look like another person, and like everyone's skin is very different, right? Everyone, the way they carry themselves is different. Everyone's personality is different. You cannot copy someone. Yes, getting inspired is one thing, but copying someone is very different. And that's not you, right? You just need to be yourself. So what works for you works for you. What works for someone else works for someone else. It cannot always.
It may not work.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. So tell me one more thing. Now, considering the film industry or even the beauty industry in general, we have this trend that's come up, especially with bridal makeup, where less is more.
Correct.
What do you think about that?
So I am 100% for it.
Okay.
I love this trend. Less is more. It's not only because it is a trend. Actually, I have been trained in a certain way that when we were learning in the academy, we were told that less is more. We were never taught that you need to cake up someone's face or you need to make them look in a particular way, because that's not the way to go about it. Even if we are putting makeup, like for me, I always believe when I get someone ready, it's like you enhance the natural features, right? So everyone is beautiful in their own way, okay? So you need to just enhance that and put that out by caking up someone and making them look something else. That doesn't really work. And that's not the kind of makeup I do also. I prefer, if you see my work also, it's very, very natural. That's what I like to do. That's like how I like to work. So there are some clients who do come to me and they say that, oh, I want natural makeup. But I always tell them, send me references what is natural, because according to that person, natural is something else. According to me, natural is something else, right? So I need to come onto a field where we both agree that, okay, this is what we're going to do and this is how it's going to work. So let me know whether it works for you or not. Otherwise, you need changes. But I cannot do things where I can cake up someone and I tell them first only that this is not my kind of makeup, this is not my aesthetics. I cannot work according to that.
Right.
So 100% I believe like less is more. The lesser you do, the more you look like yourself, and I think you just need to look like a prettier version of yourself, which is very important.
Right, so it's minimal, classy.
Yes. Minimalism is the best.
Okay, so now moving on to a little about your work experience. So tell me, you've been to a lot of shoots, right? So different shoots, different sets. Could you give us an insight on the various techniques, so like a BTS?
Right. So, of course, like the look is decided well in advance because there's like a mood board that is sent of the kind of outfits that need to be taken into consideration, the kind of looks that we are going to do. Everything is decided well in advance, and then also we try to recreate that if that works. But for me, I also do give suggestions to my clients saying that instead of this, could we try something else, because I may feel that that's a little better. But of course the client also needs to agree to that. So once we decide on what works, then you have a particular call time, you reach at the call time, and of course it takes good amount of time, for at least 1.5 to 2 hours for makeup and hair. In the meantime, the photographer is setting up his lights, camera, etc. And then he starts shooting. So once you start shooting, there are times that you have to carry on the same makeup, or then you can also change makeup depending on the amount of looks. Sometimes the outfits are changing, sometimes the makeup also changes along with the outfits. So in that case, you need to be really fast, you need to be really quick, because the entire team is waiting for you. You need to know how to convert makeup from maybe a day look to a night look, depending on what exactly the look that they need as well, right? So conversion is very important. You need to be fast, you need to be quick, you need to be able to adapt to the situation there and then. So this is how it works, but you need to be really, really good.
Wow, so it's rather fast paced.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh wow, fantastic. Okay. Now tell me, like I'm a beginner. I'm not very well versed with makeup.
Right.
So what are a couple of tips that you give me or your audience?
Okay.
Maybe a few steps that this is something that you should include in your makeup routine as a beginner.
Correct. Okay, so if you are someone who is new to makeup, okay, I would definitely try and tell you that firstly, very important to follow skincare.
Okay.
Skincare very, very important. If you do not follow skincare, your makeup is not going to look good. Okay, you have to do skincare. Then you prep and prime your skin. Alright, that's again another very important step. After these two are done really, really well, then you can move on to your makeup. Okay, and then do not always just, like I said, don't invest only in high-end makeup. You can also invest in drugstore makeup. You can buy both. You can buy a mixture of both and see what suits you and what does not suit you.
Okay.
Okay, try the makeup, see whether it's suiting you, it's not, and then move on to the next. Okay, so very important again that you need to, you try on your makeup. Sometimes what happens is it does tend to give breakouts. Okay, it does tend to give breakouts because initially your skin is not used to it.
Correct.
So you don't need to get worried that, oh, I've put makeup and this is not suiting me. People tend to think that, oh, because I've put it for the first time, this product is probably not suiting me. But your skin needs to adapt to that. Like you've not put makeup for years and randomly you start putting makeup, your skin is also going to be like, oh, this is something new for me, right? So it needs time to adjust as well. So don't judge the product in the first use. I'm not saying that, okay, if you get allergy and if you get rashes, you still continue to use it. That's not what I'm saying. But give it some time, try, see how it works, and then move forward. And build your kit slowly. Don't think that you need to buy everything in one go. So build your kit slowly. That is another very important tip. And also what I would like to say is don't buy brushes in one entire complete set.
Okay.
You can buy single brushes and build it from time to time again.
Right.
Don't build the entire kit in one go, because it's not necessary that whatever someone is selling, you need all of the brushes.
Correct.
Right? So you buy single brushes and then you move forward.
So it's trial and error, and
Yes.
you get what you need. You
Yes.
don't just blindly follow.
Yes. Right.
Okay, makes complete sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So, since this was very informative, do you take classes as well?
Yes, I do.
You
so,
do?
Yes, I
Okay.
do. So I train people, like for people who don't even know how to hold a brush.
Okay.
Like someone who's completely new, who doesn't even know the M of makeup. Okay, so I teach them as well. Right from it's like a basic to an advanced.
Okay.
I teach them how to hold the brushes, the kind of different kind of brushes that are there. Then I explain to them the entire skin prep, prime, your skin care, your skin type, and the entire makeup application process along with removing it. So right from your skin care to your lipstick and everything in between is what I train. So that would include the self-grooming. Okay. I also take classes where someone wants to build their career. Okay, if they want to learn professionally, I also teach that as well, and I do give them internship opportunities where they can even assist me and learn on field, because I think being on field is where you get the most amount of experience.
Absolutely.
Right? So I also do give them that option as well, and then they can move forward however they like.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, where do you have a page for the same?
Yeah, so I do have an Instagram page. It's called Neha Mirpuri _makeup and hair.
Okay.
And so I have all my details regarding my classes and everything out there, and then I keep having them from time to time.
Great. So I think we link the Instagram page in the caption below, so everybody can keep up.
Yes.
Great. So now let's move on to our rapid fire round.
Okay, awesome.
Alright. So Neha, tell me, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when I say makeup or beauty?
Beauty, being your own possible version of yourself.
Okay. Now let's move on to like a quick this or that.
Okay.
A bold lip or a bold eye?
Bold eye.
Kajal or mascara?
Kajal.
Okay. And tinted cheeks or just a fresh makeup look?
Tinted cheeks.
Tinted cheeks.
Yes.
Okay, lovely. Thank you so much for this
Most
conversation,
welcome.
Neha. It's been so insightful and so informative.
I'm so glad. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, we're so pleased to have you here with us.
Thank you.
Before we let you part, can you tell us a few words, how your experience has been on casuals?
So this is something very new for me actually, something one of a kind, and I had a great time talking to you. It was really amazing. And I'm so glad that I've come up with something like this for the youth, where everyone can also, get inspired. And I think you all are doing a phenomenal job, like your entire team. So thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. We're so happy to hear that, genuinely.
I'm so glad.
So please don't forget to like, share, and follow us on Instagram. And before we part again, I'd like to thank Lumia Studios for this fantastic space. And again, Casual is powered by DP Housing Media. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.